I love you guys. How are you doing? How has your day been, your week been, your month been so far? So basically, if you're here for the first time, we are actually ending a program we started about 32 days ago. And so this is really very important to me. And I'm sure that it is important to you as well. And I believe that there's so much that is going to happen tonight or this morning or this afternoon, depending on where you're joining in from. And so if you know anybody who really wants to have their brains opened up, who want to join the company of God's people to pray a prayer that really gets answered, you might want to get them on now. And I know for most of us in Africa, it's very late. Midnight is not the time when you expect everybody to join in. But this time is very critical, and that's why God always wants us to make use of this time. So I want us to pray. Father, we just want to thank you for today. We bless and glorify your holy name for who you are. And we give you charge over the atmosphere. We give you charge over this program today. We ask that, oh God, you move by your spirit and accomplish every single thing that needs to be accomplished today, oh God. Answer our prayers. Deliver us from the shackles of death and make a name for yourself as usual. Thank you, Papa, because we know you have answered our prayers. In the most exalted name of our Lord and King Yeshua HaMashiach, we have prayed. Amen. I love you, man. And so, like I said, for those of you who are probably joining, maybe somebody got you to join in, we started a program, a prayer and fasting program on the 20th of July. And it was supposed to terminate on the 20th of August, which is midnight today. And there's a reason, like I said, there's a reason why God wanted us to always make our prayers by midnight, all right? Now, I gotta tell you this, because from all of my researches, I have done a lot of researches on the occult, I have done a lot of researches on the supernatural, and I have spoken about this some time ago. Sometime in the past, I spoke about this. Give me 1 second. Instagram has come up with the issues again, and they're gonna keep doing this, but we will overcome this, all right? 1 second. I don't want anybody to miss out on what we have to discuss today. Fantastic, we're back on Instagram. Okay, so in my study on the supernatural and the occult and spiritism and Satanism and all of these things, it was a time I spoke to us about the midnight hour. You know, I remember one time when I was talking about a song that was done by Eminem. How many of you know Eminem? Eminem is a Hollywood musician. He's a rapper. There was a song he did called 3 a.m. The 3 a.m. was one of the most demonic songs ever done. Of course, there are many ones today. And the name of the song, like I said, is 3 a.m. And people were asking, why did he name a song 3 a.m.? And in the song that he named 3 a.m., you saw that in that song, he got possessed by a demon. And he saw himself when the demon possessed him. Eminem began to kill people. He was not just killing people, he was dismembering people. He will cut off somebody's limbs, he will cut off the head, and he will cut off everything. And eventually he found himself in a bathtub that was filled with nothing but blood. Instead of water, the bathtub was filled with blood. This was called 3 a.m. song. And so what he was doing in that song 3 a.m., it was just a reflection of what that 3 a.m. means in the realms of the spiritual with respect to Satanism. And so if you are somebody who knows anything about the occult and Satanism and witchcraft, you will know already that starting from 12 a.m., darkness begins to peak. Darkness begins to increase beyond imagination. From 12 a.m., it goes all the way to 1 and then to 2. By the time you get to 3 a.m. in the morning, darkness gets to its darkest peak. And it's usually at this time that people who carry out human sacrifices carry out their human sacrifices at 3 a.m. in the morning. So, but the darkness begins to peak in the middle, which is 12 a.m. That's when spiritual activities, satanic activities increase. That's when witches and wizards begin to take off on their flights. These people are very precise in their actions. They have very wonderful timelines, fortunately. So that they themselves, they observe all these principles. But we believers don't observe the principles. We love to sleep. And it doesn't mean that if you're not there praying at 12 a.m. that you don't like to pray. No. But sometimes when the battle gets to a certain point, you need to go meet them at the point where they actually execute things and begin to deal with them from that point. And that's why we chose 12 a.m. for our program. That's why in 12 a.m. we starting, as we move on with the program, darkness will continue to peak. And all the human sacrifices or animal sacrifices they have programmed, we will disrupt it. That's why we came to pray. We are not here to play games. If I wanted to play games, I would be somewhere else by this time. Or I would be somewhere in my bed enjoying and laughing. This is time for war. Because we are already surrounded by demons in human skin. We are surrounded. What were we praying about? We were praying about the events unfolding in this year, 2020. I was talking to someone the other day. I said, can you imagine that 2020 has actually just wrapped up and all the memory that people have is disaster, carnage, wickedness, losses, pain, suffering, nakedness, hunger. All of this is what you remember 2024, and you think the devil has had enough. No, he is just warming up for more. This is why we pray, because we need a second chance from the Most High God. If we don't get a second chance from God, we are doomed. Because when COVID-19 shutdown happened, I told someone, I said, can you see now? The church of God is not prepared. Too many people were confused. Too many people were in disarray. Everybody was asking questions. What happened? Is it temporary? Is it permanent? What is going on? Questions everywhere. Even the pastors were asking questions. Everybody was confused. Because we did not follow the word of God that says we must not be like the foolish virgins. You must be prepared. Because he that is coming, he is going to come like a thief in the night. It's written in the scriptures. How many of us are prepared? Look at what is happening in our world. Strange things happening every day. Strange things happening every day. You look from Nigeria, you go to Mali, you go to Malawi, you go to anywhere. Strange things are happening underneath our nostrils. That's why when I put out a video, you see me getting so angry and so mad at some of our people and the things we do, that at a time so critical as this, people are busy watching BB Niger, Big Brother Niger, a very stupid and nauseating, nonsensical show. That's what has gripped the attention of even preachers in the country. Okay, when I made my initial video that I made, you know, a lot of people say, this guy has started again. Remember when the intelligence report came from the U.S. Army Department in Africa? When the U.S. intelligence came up with a report that Boko Haram, ISIS, and Al-Qaeda are planning to invade southern Nigeria. I said, yes! I said it. I quickly made a video, and I put the video out there. And when the video came out, no, I think I actually put a video out not too long after the revelation came. And then there was another man, May Lafayette, something like that. The former vice president of Central Bank, whose revelation went viral all over the place. When you see revelations like this, the people are not playing them. They're telling you exactly what is going on. That Nigeria is already surrounded, ready to cave in under terrorism. If you have followed me long enough, you know how many times I've talked about these things. People have asked me, why is it that you don't pay attention to Nigeria anymore? I said, because there's nothing to pay attention to in Nigeria now. I have to go to where power is so that I can stimulate something there to save my people back home. That's why you see me doing what I'm doing. I'm doing it feverishly. Because Nigeria is gone, completely gone. Nothing left to salvage. Nigeria is not in the process of dying, it has died. A nation where Boko Haram fighters will kill our people after killing and maiming the people, cutting off their heads and their limbs, after opening the womb of a pregnant woman and removing the baby, after taking over people's farmlands and their ancestral homelands. They will be given red carpets to reintegrate into the society. Buhari will go and put them in a beautiful, cozy hostel and give them a pitch to play soccer. Give them food, probably 3 square meals. Pay them money. And then give them nice clothes to come out and say, repentant Boko Haram. The recent one is how many? 601. 601 repentant Boko Haram. If you doubt what I'm saying, go read it in the news. But then look at the prisons in Nigeria. Go to the jails and see the ordinary, everyday Nigerian wasting away in jails for minor crimes that shouldn't have taken them to jails. But Boko Haram gets to enjoy with our own taxpayer money. They use it to take care of Boko Haram and reintegrate them into the society. After telling us that Boko Haram is not from our place, after telling us that the people who are killing our people are from outside, you now go and rehabilitate the outsiders and reintegrate them into the society. You see, when they brought Ruga, everybody was making noise. Oh, Ruga. You see, the people are working with a blueprint. They know what they want. You make noise about Ruga, they say, okay, don't worry, we are going to change tactics. By the way, when they were making Ruga was actually the third time they were introducing the same program under a different name. And when you made noise, they changed it. And they are now doing the same program right now as we speak. You see, repentant Boko Haram. They bring them into the society. Even told them that they can even be presidents in Nigeria. Okay? And you are sitting down there. All of us were sitting there watching when they came and took away CRD, Christian religious knowledge, from our curriculum. Little or no protest from CAN, Christian Association of Nigeria. And today, Buhari has assented to another one. Do you know? Have you heard this one? This is fresh. There's something they call Companies and Allied Matters Act, Companies and Allied Matters Act, CAMA. Do you know what they said there? They said that the government and the ministry, the federal ministry, has the power to sack the trustees of any church in Nigeria. And when they sack them, they have the power to impose on that church anybody as trustee who can manage and decide what happens to the church. When I say Islamization, people say, Joe, you are taking this thing far, you are taking it far. The level of stupidity amongst the people who call themselves Christians, not all of them, some of them in Nigeria, is beyond human comprehension. When you cry, they think you're crying too much. When you scream, they say, no, you're screaming too much. But the thing, as I'm talking to you, go to Vanguard newspaper today, now. If you have internet, check it, you will see it there. It's called Karma. Imagine one malam in Abuja can now sack all the trustees in one church. After sacking the trustees, they will impose their own malams as the trustee. Everything El-Rufai did in Kaduna is what they're replicating on federal level. Go through my videos and tell me if I have not mentioned it to you that this was going to come on federal level. I said it. This is how nations are Islamized. This is how nations are taken over. Our people don't care. It is to go and watch BB Niger, sit down and watch it and watch stupidity and watch rubbish on TV. That's what you want to do. When you talk, they say, this man, please let us, I don't want anything to bother my brain. Then when COVID-19 came, your brain could not be bothered again. You started bothering everybody. And you think it's all over. It's coming. That's why we pray. That's why we were praying. That's why we were praying. Because we need a second chance from, if we don't get the second chance from God, what is coming is 10 million times worse than COVID-19 shutdown. People who have made up their minds that it is time for them to descend on humanity and end humanity as we know it. That's why Boko Haram is having... Do you know it is even more profitable now to be a member of Boko Haram in Nigeria? It is more profitable to be a killer. Because at the end of the day, you will go and surrender yourself and say, hey, I have repented. They will give you very smooth sail, even tell you that you're going to be a president. Why should I be a normal, ordinary Nigerian when after fighting I can be given this kind of treatment? And mainstream media claim they don't know. Do you hear the one that just happened recently? I think somebody was telling me that they say some refugees have just gotten home. Is it Borno or somewhere? After getting home, they say they just took them and zapped them away. Every blessed day there is something going on. Every blessed day there is something going on. There's something going on. At the end of the day, nothing has happened. I gotta tell you something. Let me be honest with you. The devil is a liar. We must win this battle. We must win the battle. I don't care what they say. We must win this battle. That's why we have gone to the top. We have gone to the top. We are touching on everything. We are touching on everybody. I said, you know, I made a promise to you guys. I said, I am never going to open up and tell you some of the contacts that I am having out there. I said, I will not be open about it. I will not talk about it. I will only be quietly moving and be doing the things I am doing. You know, somebody visited me and the person was telling me, Joe, is this what you go through with this thing you're doing? The level of attacks I have received since we started this program, even up until this very moment, as some of you may see, and I won't talk too much about it because I don't want to give glory to the devil. The level of attack I have received, if somebody was not around to witness this time, it would be like this man is talking too much. The enemy hates when God's people come together to pray. You don't know what is going on. They hate when we come together to pray. They want to collapse everything. Karma, Companies Allied Matters Act, or whatever nonsense they call it. They will now begin to impose. So one malam will come to your church and say, all these trustees, they need to go. And when they now impose another malam, the malam will now begin to tell the church what to do. Oh, church, you cannot preach about this. Oh, you just preach that terrorism is bad. Oh, you cannot preach it. Oh, why did you people preach that this? So they will now decide. So what do you call that? That is a full-blown Islamization. And I say it every day. I will never stop saying it. I don't hate Muslims. If you watch, if care is not taken, you will see some of my Muslim friends may be watching. They are my friends. They love me like there's no tomorrow. And they know that what I speak about is the truth. They know. Except if you just hate the truth. But if you know the truth, you will know that this is the truth. And we have to speak that truth by every means. That's why God says, you shall know the truth. And the truth that you know is what is going to set you free. Okay, I made a video and I was telling everybody, I said, have you people noticed when I made a video to explore, you know, somebody called me or sent me an email and said, Brother Joe, I'm trying to win people over to vote for Donald Trump. But all of them are telling me something. They're saying that this Joseph is claiming that it was Obama and Democrat that brought about what is it called? That brought about Buhari on Nigeria. That Joseph Okechukwu is saying that that he doesn't even have any proof. That how can he say that it is Obama and these people that brought Buhari on Nigerians? I say, oh, is that what they are telling you? I say, okay. Well, I'm a filmmaker. I don't need anybody to help me. I will put the proof there in a video and release it to you to see it for yourself. And there you have it. It's there. It's on my YouTube page. It's also on Facebook. They quietly, and another senator or rep member from the north has also admitted openly that they helped them to impose these people. Now, these are Democrats. These are Democrats. You know, when I tell you something, that when I'm fighting all this fight, it is for the preservation. This is self-preservation for my people. So now listen to me. These people are admitting that it is the Democrats who imposed Buhari on them. And you are a Nigerian, you are sitting in America, speaking grammar, eating burger, eating all these things. And you forgot that at the end of the day, there is no other home you're going to have in this world but this your home. And you want to give power to Joe Biden in America. to come and be the president of America. And you are not thinking of what Joe Biden has done. If Democrats were the ones who single-handedly came down to Nigeria and installed APC party that has become a nightmare to everyone in Nigeria today, do you think in your right senses that these same Democrats will come to power and then begin to fight against the party that they installed and the Buhari that they installed? Do you know? You know, sometimes when I have this program, I want to actually appeal to your common conscience or your common sense. I'm making an appeal. Do you think in your right senses that this same party will come to power in America and they will now come to fight against the terrorism that they have imposed on us? It doesn't take anything for you to know the truth. You just have to have an open mind to know the truth. Where is the truth? I'm giving it to you, but you're not paying attention. We tell them, this is what the truth is. They say no. They say no. This is the truth. Follow the truth. They say no. They will never do it. That's why we're following Trump. I told them, I have never in my life, and I would never come out in the open and tell somebody, Donald Trump is a perfect man. No, I can't do that. Am I sick? I'm not sick in my mind. The man has his flaws. The man has a background that is so questionable that nobody can be proud of. And so do all of us. Many of us do have the same background. There are so many people watching me here today that you can't even talk to people about the things you did in your past. Why is it so different that we can't tolerate the past of another man just because he's in the seat of power? And you are supposed to be thinking about your own preservation. You are there fighting what you should not be fighting. The devil is a liar. Let me tell you something, my dear people. The devil knows that God's people have a reason to take over. He knows. Do you see? I'm talking to you right now. You see what is going on? Something that has never happened around me. All the things are happening around me today. Things that have never happened before, that have no reason to happen, they are all happening. The devil is saying to me, you better stop this thing you're doing. You better stop this thing you're doing. We're going to stop you. You better stop this thing you're doing. Are people sending me visions, messages, dreams? I said, the devil, go and lick your own butt. We're going to pray. We're going to pray. Because if we don't pray, they're going to mess up. Let me tell you what is coming to happen before we pray. So I don't want to talk too much. They came out openly in the media and they said that the war with China, America's war with China, is no longer far-fetched. The mainstream media didn't show you that. They say America's war with China is no longer far-fetched. And you remember I made a video some time ago. And I was telling us some of the things that I was noticing that was going on in the South China Sea. What was happening and how that America and China were getting really, really to a head. That things could happen immediately if care is not taken. Before you know what is going on, the news started pouring out from all over the place. So, war with China is no longer far-fetched. But let me tell you what you don't know about that so-called potential war with China. What you don't know about that war is that it is not necessarily that China wants to challenge America. What is happening is that the globalists are saying to themselves, we are going to knock these two heads together so we can use the means of that war to destroy Trump out of power. Almost every single has been, the Illuminati has been responsible for it. And they are the ones planning this one now. And you know when they want to plan the war is planned for November. They want to start setting the tone for that war from September. Okay, you see that what happened? Hillary Clinton was supposed to go to court. All of a sudden now, a justice actually overturned it. These people are so powerful. They are trying to evade justice by every means possible. They have overturned it. A woman who has a case to answer. Imagine if it was a Republican who had that case to answer, they would have gone to court a long time ago and sentenced the person. But Hillary Clinton, no, she will not go to court again. And yet they have planned. You remember this video that is trending all over the place called the Great Reset? planned for 2021. That great reset, you know what will bring about the great reset? It is a war that is going to be fought on the soils of the United States of America. And when this war is starting, let me give you so that you go and tell all your friends and brothers wherever they are. The war, when it started, when it's going to be started, they are going to crumble the economy of the world. If they could use COVID-19 to bring about the things they brought about on our nation just because of Donald Trump. When I made my video, remember the video that I titled COVID-19, what are they hiding, what they are not telling you? Remember that video? I made it clear. This is all about this man in the White House. That the whole world suffered for it. Up to today, you see what is happening in America? Everybody is suffering. They are going to do worse. If this one did not take him out, you should know that what they are bringing more is going to be far worse. And they don't care who dies. They don't care who suffers. It's not their business. Wasn't that why I was, raising funds and giving money to people when we were doing that program? I was giving money to everybody. You see rich people who had money before. Within 3 weeks of not doing anything, the whole thing crashed. Imagine you staying months now, all the way into 2021, without having any job to do. When they crumble it, the money you have in the bank is probably going to disappear. As time is coming close, by God's grace, when I have the grace from the Lord, I could make a video to tell you when to go and withdraw cash from your account and hold it and keep it physically in your hands. Because these people, their plan is huge and they are not looking back on it. You have to get ready. You have to get ready. Stop being at ease. There's something we used to know about Lagos, Nigeria. Nightlife in Lagos is amazing. If you have been to Lagos, Nigeria, you know that nightlife is big. All the stars, everybody, you come out in the night and all this braggadocious behavior, all these things that our people used to do, thinking that they are larger than life. Can you imagine artists, comedians, all the people who do shows? Nobody has got anything to do now for the past how many months? Artists are hungry in Nigeria. Everybody is hungry. Even churches are no longer open. Look at all the food chain connected to churches. All those people who used to do things for churches, the printers and all these people. Nobody is doing anything. None of them saw this coming. They did not see it coming. The same way you are not seeing this one coming. And we are telling you right now, and many people are scoffing at it. I happen to be one of the few people on earth who spoke to you about going to church from your home. The videos are out there, 2018. And I'm telling you this one now. And people are saying, false alarm. What is he doing again? This man is always trying to scare people. Okay, every day they tell you the truth. You say they are scaring you. What do you mean by scaring? Why not hear the truth that scares you than stay with the lie that is going to roast you to death? Why? Why are we like this? What is wrong with us as a people? We need to wake up. I'm telling you right now. Okay, before we pray, let me tell you something that will shock you. There's these people they call the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I don't take them as real Christians because I know their background. They are called the Mormons, right? The Mormons, as far back as 2009 or 10 that I can remember, the Mormons received a circular in all their churches worldwide. And the circular says, begin to stock up on food because an incredible event or a series of traumatic events are planned for the very nearest future. And the Mormons began to stock up on food for the past more than a decade ago. You and I, who are beloved Christians, who are supposed to read the Bible about the second coming of Christ and prepare, we don't have any plan. If you touch anybody who is a Mormon now, they all have underground storage for food. Where are the grains we are storing? Where is the corn you are storing? What have you done with your villages? Have you gotten a place where you can even go and farm when everything goes bonkers? What have you stored? Or you just sitting there complaining? You don't have to have a lot of money to store. Prepare for the rainy day. It's a simple advice, because taking Donald Trump out of office will not come cheap, and eventually they will still not be able to take him out. I'm going to make a prediction to you right now. They're going to try. They're going to work hard, do everything they can. They probably crumble the whole America. They might even bomb the White House, bomb everywhere, the Capitol Hill. But eventually, there's going to be an envelope, a cloud that will cover and shield Donald Trump. Write it down by the special grace of God. People have sent me messages, dreams that, oh, he died and this and that. I believe his brother's death is actually a sacrifice to spare his life. For some reason, it's not like, I just believe it. It's my own personal belief. He will not die, he will live. But they will crumble so many things. And while they are crumbling all those things to get rid of him, it is you who is not prepared that will suffer for it. That is the truth of the matter. I'm giving you, because I'm your brother, I have to give you the truth. I will give you as it is raw. Prepare yourself and your family. Begin to buy and save things that you can save for a long time. Get cans and begin to stock things there that you can take, even if it's grain, that you can take and be chewing when the time, because I say money will be scarce. Even if it lasts for 5-6 months, money will be scarce. People will die en masse. I'm not raising false alarm. If you think it's a false alarm, okay, let's wait and see. You remember Pastor Dana gave a dream and explained all of these things. He talked about it. He didn't explain the dream. I made a video to interpret the dream. And I told you that this could come as a nuclear attack. That's why Nancy Pelosi is already getting a briefing on the continuation of government. You don't talk about continuation of government if there's no plan to oust the government of the day. They have made up their minds. George Soros says that this nonsense regime that Trump has is going to end by 2020. George Soros, that demon, he said it. He said it clearly, that it's going to end by 2020. The people are meeting in Davos. They know what they are planning, including your Pope Francis. They are all part of this game. All of them are part of the game. They are all part of the game. All your religious men, they are all part of the game. What have they done? Nothing, absolutely nothing. They are all part of the game. They are all part of the game. The devil is a bloody liar. We have to wake up, my people. We need to do something. Call your people in the villages. Stop all this nonsense we are doing and sitting in the city and acting like the city is all with God. Call the people in the village. If you need to travel, travel to the village. Go and take some things, corn. Something as simple as corn. Put it in tins and seal them and keep them somewhere where you can preserve them very well. Because it is coming. It shocks me sometimes when I see events that are meant to happen, that is so obvious to even an unborn child. Thank you, Jesus. Yeah, we're back on Facebook. Yeah, we're back on Facebook. Okay, so let's talk again. Okay, so if you can see me on Facebook, thank God. Please, if it goes off, I am coming right back on, and we're going to finish what we started. They can interrupt this program. If this thing goes off, if you're on Facebook, don't go anywhere. Stay right there. I'm coming right back on. All right? So I'm telling you right now, go and stock up on food. Save your cash. Hold it. Save little physical cash. Keep it somewhere. Just in case. Just in case. Just in case. God will preserve his own. He will preserve his own. But be warned. Be warned. These people are going to do everything to remove this man in this program. They're interrupting this program, and I know what they're doing this for. Praise God. So please, we're back on again. Let them keep doing it. No problems. We're back on again. So I have made my announcement. I made it very clear, and I know you heard me. I said save physical cash. If you need to start saving it now, start dropping it one by one by one by one. Any currency you have, wherever you are, begin to save physical cash. A time is coming when I'm even going to withdraw almost every single cash I have anywhere in the bank and just wait. It doesn't mean that the problem must happen. But this is just a cautionary measure. I will just go take it out and hold it and take it out, because I got this from the highest level intelligence. What I'm sharing with you, even though it's supposed to be a common knowledge, many of us don't have access to common knowledge. And I'm telling you now, not just as a way of common knowledge, but by virtue of what I have heard, you must save physical cash and begin to stock up on things that you can preserve, grains most especially, so that you will be able to withstand these evil days. You should not allow anybody to tell you that the globalists are angry with Donald Trump. Pope Francis is angry with Donald Trump, wants him out of the way so that the one world religion can happen. The globalists, Illuminati, want Donald Trump out of the way so that the new world order can happen. Everybody wants him out. And yet, the Christians that the man is fighting for do not care. Look at, for instance, what they just did in Nigeria. Can you imagine companies and the Allied Matters Act that will now impose a malam or something on top of a church to be deciding what the churches do? Is it still a church? Is it not because the church in Nigeria had already killed themselves and shot themselves in the foot? Is that not why this nonsense is happening? Look at this. When we were telling them protest the killings, they were busy taking pictures with Buhari in Abuja. The one that tells himself that he's the president of Khan will go to Abuja and be taking photo up with Buhari. Now nobody takes them seriously. They are bringing somebody to impose on you to sack your trustees. Can you do that to a mosque? Rubbish! Our people have lost their birthrights. We've sold it. You can't talk again now. When Khan is talking, when the Christian Association of Nigeria speaks, nobody listens, nobody cares, because they have finished them with money. They have stuffed their pockets with money. All of them have been bribed to stupor. That's why nobody cares. If not, if it was a place where the people held their intent, pump their pockets and their belly, any day CAN talks, the government will begin to call, will begin to cry. But today, that's not the case. And the same Donald Trump that many of those church pastors are fighting is the only person who has an executive order in place right now as we speak to actually checkmate what Buhari has just signed in Nigeria to destroy churches. Is that not what happened in Turkey? Turkey was a whole Christian nation. Turkey was a Christian nation. Ephesus that you hear in the Bible, where is it located? That is Turkey. The oldest church in Turkey, Hagia Sophia, before the whole world, this man converted it to a mosque. They first of all moved it into a museum, and from museum they moved it to a mosque. As at the time they were having their first mosque service in that church, the artifacts and the religious pictures and paintings were still inside the church. It's the blueprint they work with. All they need, they will just take it and give it to anybody. Anybody they give it to, whatever nation, they will follow the blueprint and they will do. When you tell Nigerians, I have made videos. If you doubt me, check my videos. I'm not playing games here. I don't post about what I have made videos from day one to warn Nigeria that this is what is coming. It's unfolding right now and it's too late. The only rescue mission we have right now is the one that will come from the White House in America by Donald Trump. That's the only help that can come. That's why I decided not to bother myself with the rubbish politics and nonsensicality that is taking place in Nigeria. Let me focus on where the power is, where I believe that there's going to help, that help is going to come from. Let me focus there. Not all the rubbish people are doing down there. Watching BB Nigeria talking nonsense. People are being destroyed. Southern Nigeria is almost gone. They have infiltrated. I told you when the intelligence report came and they said, oh, they are planning to. I said, no, it's not true. They are only trying to manage information. There are certain levels you get to. You will have to manage information so you don't necessary, or rather undue panic. It's not unnecessary. It's undue panic. They didn't want to create panic because it's going to create a diplomatic row between America and whoever. So they now said, look, they are planning to, but they're already there. And thank God when I said it, May Lafia just came and confirmed everything I said. He came and confirmed it. The only man who can help. And when people tell me, how can you say that Trump is going to help? Because he has helped already. He has signed an executive order that says that religious places must be protected. Religious rights must not be infringed on. Oh, he signed it. He signed it. Look it up on the internet. This is not just Okechukwu just talking. He's there. He signed already. By December, it will go into effect. That's why they want to kick him out. And you suddenly somehow believe that the Democrats who brought this evil on us are the ones who will come and remove the evil and save you and I and save your homeland because of immigration. I was talking to a lady who loves Joe Biden, who is like a radical Democrat. I say, my sister, I am ready to listen to you. I have an open mind. What do you think Trump has done wrong to you? She said, look at all these children that are being separated at the border. All this, look at all that. I said, you have spoken for 30 minutes. I didn't hear one single thing he did to you as a person. You are a Nigerian. What did Trump do to you? He said, this. We were going round and round and round for almost 2 hours, and I'm not making this up. 2 hours, she could not point to one thing. Towards the end of our discussion, she now mentioned, you see, Nigerians are now running around from the whole place. Immigration is inside all the papers that Nigerians are doing. It was not like that before. Now they are putting eye inside immigration, and there's no. That's why I hate Trump. So that's all you hate him for. Before God, okay, if you think I'm lying, call another Nigerian and ask them, say, what has Trump done to you? If you find a better answer, send it to me. I will post it on my page. That is all. So it is not immigration. It is immigration and self-preservation. We have to now choose between immigration and self-preservation, between immigration and human lives. It is as black and white. If I'm making it up, you go check for yourself. We are now left to choose between immigration of our brothers in America and the lives of our people back home in Nigeria. If that is not a shame of monumental proportions, tell me what is. It's a shame. I told her, and I'll tell you exactly what I told her. I said, you look at me here, Joseph Okechukwu, a bona fide typical Igbo man who wants to come back to this life as an Igbo man by the grace of God, all right? Who is not even from this useless place you call Nigeria. I said, if you had told me this, and I'm not boasting, it's not an empty boast, I would have made contacts, because God has blessed me with a contact that can take a matter and drop it on the table of Donald Trump to power, rather than switch over to that regime so that your interests will be protected. You abandoned the regime and became a stranger to the regime, and yet you are fighting and going to support the same losing Democrats. Real politicians, whoever comes to power, they go with them. Saudi Arabia, it doesn't matter whether it's Republican or Democrat is in power, they will go and... If you're watching on, okay, so we're back on Facebook, and then they take us until we go down from 900 or 1,000 down to 200. This is what Facebook is doing. It is very intentional. Very satanic people. But who cares? We will continue to do what we are doing. Let them reduce whatever they want to reduce. People must know the truth. Facebook has been fighting me. One man fighting me every day. That's why I'm raising money to start a new alternative platform. Who started? Have I do something without doing it? Do it. I will do it. If you want, you can. I'm telling you, we will start an alternative platform and we will move our people there and speak the truth to everybody to hear. The day God says our time is up, we take off and go. What's my business? They won't let us speak. Somebody sent me something. Go to my page on Joseph Okechukwu Facebook. You see a boy who's complaining, a young man complained that, Brother Joe, Facebook said I cannot share anything. I cannot even comment on your post until September 9. Is it maybe because I exposed the September 9 that when Hillary is supposed to go to court? Maybe that's why they now ban people who follow me. You cannot comment on his post until September 9. It's on my page. Go and see it. I'm not making it up. It's there. You type www.africansfortrump2020.org. Send it on Messenger. Facebook will say it violates our community standard. Tell me, go to the website, please. www.africansfortrump2020.org. Go there and tell me what is in that place that will violate Facebook's community standard when they are allowing pedophilia to thrive on their platform. Is to show you that these people hate the truth. They are demons. I don't care. That's why I don't care. Any day I'm shut down, I'm not. That's why I say, don't let your life be dependent on this thing. Don't make it look like if they don't give you, you will die. No. You can be cut off anytime. After all, people die, and when they die, what happens? All the bank accounts, everything. Your life is not dependent on this rubbish that they put out there. We will use it and do the work we need to do. The day they say we should stop, we will go to our alternative platform. That's why I'm telling all of you to support me. I'm not playing. You have to do that. We need to speak the truth, because so much is about to unfold in this world that will shock you to the bone marrow. So much is about to happen, and they don't want us to know the truth. You must support Donald Trump. It's not about his past. It's not about his present. It's not even about the future. It's put this man, the mandate that this man has put in place. When you see a policy that agrees with you, why do you fight it? I have asked African Americans, I have asked Nigerians, I have asked Africans living in America, where is it that you and Democrats have compatibility in value system? I want to see what is the value in the Democrat Party that you can say this is the one that is compatible with who I am as an African. Mention one of it, just one. I asked this lady the same question. She was just dangling up and down. Why is it that we've come to a point in this life that when the truth comes out, we look at the truth and we turn it upside down? Why? Why? We're talking about immigration. Play your politics right. Come, let's support him. Let me know whether we will not be able to go to Donald Trump and say, Mr. President, look at the number of votes we are giving you potentially, and they need to stop hounding our people. That's what lobbyists do in Washington, D.C. Every nation on earth has got lobbyists everywhere in Washington. We don't have any. We are there dying with the Democrats. They have given you Sleepy Joe and they've given you Kamala Harris. Be honest with yourself. When you close your eyes and think like a normal human being, do you actually see yourself? You're accepting a Joe Biden and Kamala Harris presidency for a nation as important and powerful as America, with all these far left policies that they're going to come up with. You can imagine they are going to start telling some nations, if you don't legalize gay marriage, we are going to withdraw money from you. That is coming too. Is that what you share with the Democrats as a Christian? The abortion right, they will even bring more money to sponsor abortion places like Planned Parenthood. Is that the right? Is that the common thing you share with the Democrats? I'm telling you the truth, and you think I'm just being sentimental. I'm not. I'm being honest with you. Look at my track record. Everything I've ever said, it has come to pass. There, check everything I've told you guys. We need to wake up, guys. The time is near. We need to wake up. It's not only that Christ is coming soon. It's not only that he is coming. The next thing you need to know is that the devil is restless, because the time is so near, so close. They want to crumble everything as we speak right now. Church is no longer happening. There's no serious church happening anywhere today. Only a few places in the same America. Go to Nigeria. The big pastors have already caved in. They are wearing masks and they are accepting their faith as COVID-19 compliant churches. Because church already died a long time ago in Nigeria. They died many years ago. That's why people like us, imagine celebrities coming out and doing the work that pastors are supposed to do. What was that? Isn't that what the Bible said? He said, if you don't worship me, I will raise stones that will come and serve me. And many more stones are still coming back to life to do the work of God. Pastors are busy buying private jets and doing all the nonsense they like to do. But God is God. I've told you, you are the church. You are the resistance. You are the church. You are the church. Stop waiting for someone to come and church you. You are the church. Read your Bible. That's why I'm exposing fake Bibles and all that. So you can read your Bible and prepare, because the rain is coming. But I've made you my prediction. I want to say it again. America will most likely be attacked. More violence will most likely continue in America. More monster violence and riots. And America may be attacked, even nuclear weapon. But eventually, Donald Trump's life will be preserved. God will save him. God will preserve him. And there will be a remnant that will be around him that will help to start the government up again. And it will be to the shame of these globalists. All of them are united. Look, every name, that everybody that has a name in the world, they are all against one man, because it's exposing their pedophilia, exposing all the evil they are doing with small children. And you are not seeing it. You are allowing CNN to wash your brain with jig, with bleach. It's unfair. I want you to think, please, my beloved ones, I love you with all my heart. It's why I stick everything. It's why I do what I do today. I want you to think. Don't allow the media to brainwash you. There is no other place today as I speak to you that we can actually run to for help. Europe is with them. Everybody is with them. Nobody is with us.